Hello and welcome back to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports, and tomorrow night 9 o'clock the Pumas Stadium will play a host to New Zealand versus Italy, one of the most important games all of a sudden in the World Cup, with New Zealand having to beat Italy to make sure they get to those quarterfinals. And whilst 9 times out of 10 this is a formality, we are talking about probably the best Italian side we've ever seen. And we're also talking about probably not the best New Zealand side we've ever seen. And as such, there is a bit of a growing narrative that there could be an upset on the cards, which I think everybody would be pretty surprised about if it were to happen. But you can never rule anything out. It is a World Cup. This New Zealand side have been pushed quite far by the Italians, and this Italian side is playing with a lot of confidence, coming off the back of a couple of bonus point victories. They've got France next week, so they're feeling very confident going into this game. But the All Blacks pose a completely different challenge. And a bit of mind games been going on throughout the week. We've had Currie come out and basically accuse the All Blacks of wanting to try and intimidate and bully the Italians. Ian Foster sort of hit back, well, not really hit back, but basically said, that's the name of the game. The game is physical, and you have to be physical to be able to compete. There, Artie Sevilla also saying if you're not physical, it's going to be a long game. And we were just come out of a press conference actually with Bro Talik and Scott Barrett, and they were kind of just talking a little bit about the fact that World Cups are always pressure environments, so there's no extra pressure with regards to this game and how important it is, but that there is always pressure on the line when you're playing in a World Cup. This is basically an extra playoff game for the All Blacks. They've never actually been in this situation, so for as much as they try to play it down, this is uncharted waters. They've lost a group game for the first time ever, which means that for the first time ever they're playing in a group game where a loss for them could result in them going out in the pool stages. So whilst they'll try and dismiss it and say that they're not thinking about it and they're just sort of preparing for Italy, there's definitely a sort of mental, not necessarily a block, but there will definitely be a mental aspect to the fact that they could potentially be the biggest failure yet of New Zealand at a World Cup, in that a loss here could result in them going out of the pool stages. Similarly, for the Italians, history could be awaiting for them. A victory for them would be huge. To beat the All Blacks in the World Cup, to knock them out of the World Cup, basically get themselves into a quarterfinal where they'd be playing the likes of a South Africa or an Ireland, would be absolutely massive. I do think this Italian side is coming a long way. They've beaten Australia, they've beaten Wales, and I think that they're only going to get better. They've got a very good youth system, or youth teams coming through, and they're on the Italian rugby is on the rise. Are they at the level of these teams? No, they're not in terms of consistently. They will not be in the top 5 of the world in the next year or two. At least I don't think so. But they're definitely a side that are improving every single year and really want to try and solidify themselves within, the top tier 1 nations. They don't want to be the beating boys in the Six Nations anymore. They don't want to be that team when you go on an end-of-year Autumn Nations tour that you don't really want to play because you don't feel like it's going to be a good test. They want to make themselves competitive. They want to be going into Six Nations and winning 2 to 3 games, finishing 3rd or 4th, as opposed to sort of getting that wooden spoon as they have been traditionally over the past sort of 20 years. So it's a very passionate Italian side. They're out there. They know exactly what they need to do. For the All Blacks, it's about almost sort of reminding themselves of how good they are, and they would never ever traditionally worry about an Italian side. That needs to be the attitude coming tomorrow. There needs to be a certain amount of arrogance of, at the end of the day, this is an Italian side that we should beat, and we're going to go out and we're going to beat them. If you start to sort of play too much into what if and this could happen and things might not go our way, it can become a very slippery slope where one slip up could mean you're out of the World Cup. Personally, I think the All Blacks will come through it okay. I think we're looking at about a 15 to 20 point win margin. I do love this Italian side. In fact, I might be going and getting myself an Italian jersey now. You never know. So I do really enjoy watching them and cannot wait to see what the action is going to be like tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be doing fan cams before and after the game. We're going to be doing... We've obviously got our tour vlogs, which are coming out now. We're going to be doing a lot of content from the stadium, so we will be here on the ground tomorrow night. So tune in for the watch along. We're going to be doing some live crossings and stuff like that. And I really look forward to seeing you guys all coming and joining us on this experience. It's a great way to kick the weekend off. South Africa versus Tonga on Sunday. A couple of nice games throughout the weekend as well. So plenty of action coming on Forever Sports. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you like the video as well. And we'll see you guys over the next few days.